Selecting an insurance provider for your business is a big decision.
We know how important your company is to the community.
Alford & Associates can manage your insurance. It's our job.
Alford & Associates, benefiting your employees and protecting your business.
Welcome to Louisiana and Beyond. Today we explore how South Louisiana is defending its coast, from barrier islands to innovation and a little Cajun ingenuity.
From segmented breakwaters to marsh restoration, projects that protect communities, fisheries, and billions in energy assets, all while working with the Gulf's ever-changing waters.
And we'll hear from the engineers, contractors, and local leaders who are making it happen.
And they'll be turning these long-term solutions for our coast and sharing how the projects work, why they matter, and the remarkable resilience it takes to keep Louisiana's coastline strong.
All this and more in this episode of Louisiana and Beyond.
Louisiana and Beyond is brought to you in part by Edison Schwertz Offshore, Bollinger Shipyards, Crosby Tugs LLC, Grand Isle Shipyard, Nichols State University, and Sea Level Construction.
When it comes to marine towing, Crosby Tugs has over 40 years of experience. We have the know-how to safely assist ships into and out of their berths, escort oil tankers quickly and safely, tow ships, respond to fuel spills, and work in extreme conditions. Founded in 1977 by Vinton and Kurt Crosby, we are one of the largest privately owned marine transportation businesses in the industry. If it's on the water, let Crosby be your transporter.
Edison Schwertz Offshore is more than a fleet. We're an interconnected network of vessels, logistics hubs, and a fast-growing workforce of over 19,000 dedicated professionals across the globe. From the United States to Brazil and the Middle East to Southeast Asia, Schwertz provides cutting-edge solutions to a worldwide community. And in the face of evolving demands across the industry, we are committed to operating as the best in the world.
In a world where you can choose to be anything, who do you choose to be? At Nichols State University, with over 70 distinct degree programs, we believe our students can be anything. Be an artist, a chef, a journalist, an educator, a lifesaver. But no matter what you choose to be a colonel. Be more at Nichols State University.
Welcome to Bollinger Shipyards. For nearly a century, our family of skilled shipbuilders has driven innovation and excellence, creating some of the world's most advanced vessels. Today, we are at the forefront of our industry and redefining the future of naval warfare. At Bollinger, we turn challenges into opportunities and careers into legacies. Here, you're part of something bigger. Any yard can build a ship. We don't just build ships. Together, we're building the future.
At GIS, putting people first has always been our thing. As we always say, our people are our most important assets. With over 20 office locations, we deliver innovative solutions across 4 key markets: energy, industrial, infrastructure, and power. Our 4 main service groups house over 20 service capabilities, supporting projects from start to finish. We're proud of our legacy and even more excited about what's ahead.
Next, we dive into Louisiana's barrier islands and the innovative use of segmented breakwaters. The rocks that protect, they guide the currents, they trap the sediment, and they help rebuild our coast.
From Raccoon Island to Wine Island, engineers use these man-made solutions to save the islands that we relied on for generations.
So segmented breakwater rocks. In the old days, they put solid rocks. That was the mistake. They didn't allow Mother Nature behind it. So when you segment it, you break them. The currents come in, deposit the silt, go back out. That's why you see a horseshoe effect. And in 2016, the Wildlife Federation, which is an environmental group, they actually passed a resolution saying that is the future of Louisiana segmented breakwater rocks. We made believers out of a lot of people because there's still people out there that don't believe in rocks. It's not indigenous to our area. Well, it's not indigenous to Florida either. Rocks, segmented breakwater rocks is what we plan to do in Louisiana, rebuild our islands, West Bell Pass to Little Pass to Cat Island Pass to Wine Island Pass to Whiskey Pass, and choke them down as much as engineeringly possible with what they call groins, and rebuild the islands. And rock, I will not repair an island or build an island without putting segmented breakwater rocks.
So nobody at my levee district understood rocks the way that Gordy understands rocks. So he is the rock man. I mean, I even created a logo for a shirt. I have to make it, but yeah, he is definitely the rock man. So he talks about rocks all the time, and he shows pictures of rocks on Raccoon Island, for example, was my favorite one too, all the time. And it's truly impressive about what the geniuses in the engineering world can come up with to be able to fight the environment and save our barrier islands, which are just so crucial to our coast, right? Well, look at Wine Island. I mean, Wine Island moved. The whole island moved from a hurricane. And we're now tasked with putting it back. So we're figuring out the best way to do that, which is challenging, right? So, but that's one of the projects that CPRA is tasked the Terrebonne Levee District to lead. CPRA used to be the lead to construct them, and now they're shifting some of that through Gordy's leadership and the governor's leadership, shifting some of that to the local levee districts, just because we've proven that we can deliver projects.
And we always joke, all these rocks that we're putting in place right now, well, we have examples out there, we don't have to study it, of the proper placement of rocks and what they mean. They'll be in place, they'll save the islands. If you put it properly, just like levees, you can really impact the landscape, but you got to do it properly. And so Raccoon Island is a great example. Grand Island is a great example. Look at what's taking place there. Raccoon Island be going right now. And it's building up, it's building out. When those storms come, it takes a little bit away, but it builds back out to the rocks. Right. And those are the kind of things that we're going to do to save those islands. Things we should have been doing. Right. At one time, the Corps and it wasn't naturally occurring. Well, it's occurring in Florida, even though it's not naturally occurring. Right. It's man-made, yes, but that's what it's going to take. It's going to take some man-made opportunities and projects that we've worked on over the years and we figured out to put in place to stop what nature's doing to us.
Segmented breakwaters may not be perfect, but they're proven to be one of the best tools that we have to protect our islands.
Combined with marsh creation and local ingenuity, these structures show how Louisiana is using all of this to defend its coast and its communities.
Well, I'm going to tell you what I think about segmented rock. Segmented rock, to me, is the solution to the problem right now. You want to know if it's a long-term solution? We don't know. That's going to take time to develop. But, it's always the case. We got people for it, people against it, and it turns into an argument instead of a real thing. And I'm with Gordy Dove. I mean, look, I've seen, I don't know how many times he showed me Raccoon Island. Look at Grand Isle, the segmented rock that they put there years ago, what it's done for the island. You want to know if they might have to come back at some point and put some more rock? Probably so. But I don't want to waste 50 years talking about science and all of that other stuff. Here we got people trying to determine climate change, what's going to happen in 100 years from now, and they can't tell me if it's going to rain in 3 hours. So I don't know how to wage all of that, but I will tell you this. Segmented rock is proven. And it might not be the perfect solution, but it's the one we got. And if it's going to help us to retain sediment that we put in place that saves money, then we got to look at it that way.
If all we're doing is putting all of our eggs in the marsh creation basket, we're long-term going to be fighting a losing battle. We need to restore the marsh, but then we need to protect those investments that we make. And so I think hard structures like rocks, segmented rock breakwaters, you have these opportunities to provide a little protection and protect your investment. And so we've got a number of creative ways that people have come up with to do that. You've got different products that local companies have created to attract oysters and improve the environment that way. You've got the traditional method of installing these segmented rock breakwaters that it's a hard structure. It works. It's proven. And depending on configurations, we've even seen it work to build land behind where those breakwaters are, where before you saw nothing but shoreline erosion and retreat north of these shorelines. Now we've seen where it can slow the wave action enough to deposit some of the sediment that's always suspended in the water column and naturally re-establish some land. And so I think you can't discount anything because you don't want to call it natural. We're beyond that point now. We have to be creative, and we have to be open to using all the tools available to us.
From Raccoon Island to Grand Isle, segmented breakwaters are helping Louisiana's barrier islands survive storms and preserve precious sediment.
Next, we head to Grand Isle Shipyard, where Jennifer Schwertz-Ohrin shows how shipbuilders are turning challenges into opportunity for our coast.
Sea Level Construction is a heavy civil contractor that provides turnkey services for the industrial and marine industries. From building large-scale infrastructure to installing the foundation for expansion projects, Sea Level and its family of companies offer a wide range of capabilities including driven piles, drilled deep foundations, structural fabrication, structural concrete, marine construction, barge maintenance and repair, site work development, heavy equipment repair services, and electrical services. Call Sea Level Construction to set the foundations for your next big project.
Welcome to Bollinger Shipyards. For nearly a century, our family of skilled shipbuilders has driven innovation and excellence, creating some of the world's most advanced vessels. Today, we are at the forefront of our industry and redefining the future of naval warfare. At Bollinger, we turn challenges into opportunities and careers into legacies. Here, you're part of something bigger. Any yard can build a ship. We don't just build ships. Together, we're building the future.
When it comes to marine towing, Crosby Tugs has over 40 years of experience. We have the know-how to safely assist ships into and out of their berths, escort oil tankers quickly and safely, tow ships, respond to fuel spills, and work in extreme conditions. Founded in 1977 by Vinton and Kurt Crosby, we are one of the largest privately owned marine transportation businesses in the industry. If it's on the water, let Crosby be your transporter.
Edison Schwest Offshore is more than a fleet. We're an interconnected network of vessels, logistics hubs, and a fast-growing workforce of over 19,000 dedicated professionals across the globe. From the United States to Brazil and the Middle East to Southeast Asia, Schwest provides cutting-edge solutions to a worldwide community. And in the face of evolving demands across the industry, we are committed to operating as the best in the world.
At GIS, putting people first has always been our thing. As we always say, our people are our most important assets. With over 20 office locations, we deliver innovative solutions across 4 key markets: energy, industrial, infrastructure, and power. Our 4 main service groups house over 20 service capabilities, supporting projects from start to finish. We're proud of our legacy and even more excited about what's ahead.
At Grand Isle Shipyard, it's about putting people first.
Jennifer Schwertz-Ohrin shows us how long-term career safety and advanced training programs keep Louisiana's workforce ready to tackle those complex marine and industrial projects.
Hire you to retire you is a moniker that came from one of my colleagues on the executive leadership team, and we've really embraced it. It does speak to our motto of putting people first in the regards of recruiting and developing employees. It speaks to how we focus on building long-term careers and not just short-term jobs for our people. We've had countless employees, as I think back over the years, who've joined us right out of high school or the military or trade schools and have stayed with the company until retirement. So tremendously long careers with the company. And it's a track record we're proud of. And I think, just expanding on that a little bit, part of what makes that possible for us is the diversity of career opportunities that GIS offers. From engineering now through our core of fabrication, offshore construction services, project management, the renewable space that we're in with the solar, farms that we support construction of, and all the support services it takes to run this, from safety and quality and everything else back office. There's so much room for growth for our people in the company. And we also have a healthy backlog of projects that are across all those span of operations that really keep a lot of opportunities for our people to grow within the company. It gives employees job security. So yeah, we're really proud of it. So safety is absolutely paramount. It is one of our core values as a company. And it's, quite frankly, it's a differentiator. I talked a little while ago about the healthy backlog that we have, that we offer to our employees. It keeps job security for our people. That comes from robust relationships with our clients who are the major energy players. And you don't get to play with the major energy players if you don't have an extensive track record in safety and quality. So we have invested heavily in infrastructure and training to support our safe work outcomes, and we've done that in places like our ITech Center, our Industrial Training Education Center. So we put our money where our mouth is when it comes to safety. But there is a tremendous amount of risk mitigation that goes into our work preparation and our work execution. One of the reasons that we're chosen to work every day in the Gulf for our clients and across Southeast Louisiana is because we can work safely. We can effectively mitigate risks for our clients in a risky set of work when it comes to construction. We've got a lot of factors that are at play when it comes to the workforce. We've got an aging, skilled workforce. We've got a diminishing workforce, so the population is kind of transitioning. We had, a lot of older folks are exiting, and there's less younger folks coming in to replace them. But we are tackling recruiting from a number of different angles. One of the more exciting ones is, the partnerships that we try to have with the trade schools and with the high schools to bring people in really early on in their careers. We have some apprenticeship programs. We have a program that's called GoCap, GIS Offshore Construction Apprenticeship Program. And our GoCap program tries to meet people that are brand new to construction work, and within the matter of 6 to 12 months get them ready to be deployed offshore as a rigger, a fitter, or a welder, so advanced in the trades through a structured apprenticeship program. And we're really excited about that, partnering with schools like South Lafourche and Terrebonne High and Fletcher, the Career Magnet Center in Lockport, so excellent pipeline of young talent coming in. ITech, like I said earlier, is our Industrial Training Education Center. It was founded in Galliano. That was our inception point for ITech. We have since expanded to multiple locations, and we even have partnerships with other places to do training. But at the core, ITech is our training hub, and it's the venue and the vehicle with which we deliver over 100 courses to our employee base and even some of our business partners. So even some of our clients will come to us to deliver training. We deliver instructor-led training in classroom spaces, we deliver hands-on training at our facilities, and we also deliver CBT, computer-based training courses. One of the things I heard growing up, as I'm sure many of us heard growing up, was the more millionaires per capita than any other place in the world statement. And another story that I heard that was fascinating growing up was the story about the ring levy system in Lafourche Parish, and how, effectively a group of business owners, local business owners, shortcutting the story, rallied against the Army Corps of Engineers to enforce a design that proved effective. And I think that all kind of came full circle for me for Hurricane Katrina, and just kind of seeing how the imagery of the sliver of land sticking out, despite so many different failures, really drove home something that I think was seeded early on, that there is this remarkable resilience and ingenuity to Cajun people. Like I said, I was born in New Orleans, and I live in New Orleans again, so I kind of have one foot in the Bayou region and one foot in the city. So I see both sides, but the resilience and the ingenuity is just unquestionable.
From apprenticeship programs to high-tech training, Grand Isle Shipyard is shaping the next generation of skilled workers.
And coming up, segmented breakwaters aren't just engineering. They're protecting Louisiana's islands, energy, infrastructure, and way of life.
At GIS, putting people first has always been our thing. As we always say, our people are our most important assets. With over 20 office locations, we deliver innovative solutions across 4 key markets: energy, industrial, infrastructure, and power. Our 4 main service groups house over 20 service capabilities, supporting projects from start to finish. We're proud of our legacy and even more excited about what's ahead.
Sea Level Construction is a heavy civil contractor that provides turnkey services for the industrial and marine industries. From building large-scale infrastructure to installing the foundation for expansion projects, Sea Level and its family of companies offer a wide range of capabilities, including driven piles, drilled deep foundations, structural fabrication, structural concrete, marine construction, barge maintenance and repair, site work development, heavy equipment repair services, and electrical services. Call Sea Level Construction to set the foundations for your next big project.
Edison Schwest Offshore is more than a fleet. We're an interconnected network of vessels, logistics hubs, and a fast-growing workforce of over 19,000 dedicated professionals across the globe. From the United States to Brazil and the Middle East to Southeast Asia, Schwest provides cutting-edge solutions to a worldwide community. And in the face of evolving demands across the industry, we are committed to operating as the best in the world.
When it comes to marine towing, Crosby Tugs has over 40 years of experience. We have the know-how to safely assist ships into and out of their berths, escort oil tankers quickly and safely, tow ships, respond to fuel spills, and work in extreme conditions. Founded in 1977 by Vinton and Kurt Crosby, we are one of the largest privately owned marine transportation businesses in the industry. If it's on the water, let Crosby be your transporter.
Welcome to Bollinger Shipyards. For nearly a century, our family of skilled shipbuilders has driven innovation and excellence, creating some of the world's most advanced vessels. Today, we are at the forefront of our industry and redefining the future of naval warfare. At Bollinger, we turn challenges into opportunities and careers into legacies. Here, you're part of something bigger. Any yard can build a ship. We don't just build ships. Together, we're building the future.
Welcome back. Segmented breakwaters trap sand and break waves.
As we'll learn, it protects land and critical infrastructure.
So obviously it breaks the energy of waves, right? Number one, big rocks break the energy of waves, which destroy, we have fragile lands. I mean, our sediment, we're not built on bedrock here in Louisiana, right? We're built on river silt, and sands. So to take that force out of the equation is important. But the other thing is our sediments are light and they move around a lot. Well, these rocks trap that sediment, and allow island to build behind these rocks. So, the problem we have is we don't have enough sediment in the system anymore. So that's why you have to pump, right? I mean, we're going to have to eventually pump. I mean, it's all eroded and went to the bottom of the canals. You can see so many canals have been filled in over the years, and that's just from the bank lines and the islands, eroding away. But so we know it traps sand, it protects the islands. So if we're going to pump and make that investment, we need to protect it some kind of way. And we've seen how effective rocks are on Grand Isle, on Raccoon Island here, on Thibodeaux Island, and the places that they've put them. And so we're fully supportive of doing segmented breakwaters everywhere we can to protect these investments and make sure these islands last. But as a fisherman, the place I want to go fishing is right next to those rocks, and I think every fisherman would agree. So I don't know why it's complained upon that they're not native. You can go up and down the coast of the United States anywhere, and there's rocks or seawalls or bulkheads. None of that is native, and the reason it's there is to protect the environment and the land behind it.
In Grand Isle's case, there's a literal drift of sand that, from depending on which scientist you listen to, but somewhere right at the mouth of Champagne Bay that used to exist. There's no bay anymore. The whole coastline is eroded, and Champagne Bay or Champagne Bay is gone. But right there is where the currents of the Gulf of Mexico changed the movement of sand from there to the east and from there to the west. And so the Caminada headland, which is the headland that Port Fourchon's on, is one of the highest eroding locations of the state, mainly because it's not getting any drift of sand. It's where the sand starts eroding, and some of it goes toward Thibodeaux and toward Terrebonne, and the rest of it goes towards Jefferson and towards Plaquemines. Okay, and so there's a movement of sand along that coast that feeds the beaches, and then you have prevailing southeast to southwest winds and south winds that erode it. And so the segmented breakwaters allows the literal drift of the sand to move. It doesn't interfere like a jetty does. Okay, it also allows it breaks the waves enough to allow the sand to settle out. And so the prevailing winds and currents that move along the coast from different directions, the segmented breakwaters allows the sand to accumulate, and it makes those gordolas or the gondolas or whatever, those deposits of sand behind the rocks, but it allows the fish and all the functions and values of a barrier island, from a marine fisheries species, for the shrimp and all the things that happen. It doesn't interfere with any of that, okay? And it allows it to and if you look at Raccoon Island, it's the same way. Now, it's capturing sand that would in fact be moving along the beach. So there is an umbrella effect on those effects. But if you start at the end and work your way into the island, you don't get the negative effects. And so the idea of if I had my druthers, I would recommend that we would put segmented breakwaters all the way from Raccoon Island and work our way all the way past Grand Isle.
Levee boards are conservation districts, so they can handle land bridges, they can handle coastal restoration, marsh creation, plus levees, floodgates, pump stations. We added that legislation in years ago to give the levee boards the power. Besides the government, local government themselves have that authority. You could have the levee boards which only concentrate, like the Terrebonne Levee District or the South Lafourche Levee District or North Lafourche Levee District. They concentrate on their levees, Now they're going to get involved with the land bridges. At least South Lafourche and Terrebonne are going to be in the middle of the land bridges, just like the rocks in Fourchon are being done by Chet Chasson and all. They're handling the engineering and construction of segmented breakwater rocks at Fourchon. That's another thing we're doing. From West Bell Pass, 8.5 miles to the east, we're putting segmented breakwater rocks, but we're not doing them at 6 feet. We're doing them at 10 feet to protect billions of dollars worth of our energy infrastructure, plus loop, which, as you know, 16% of the nation's oil comes in. But most people don't know this. 50% of the refining capacity pipelines go through Folse to the refineries.
That's a wrap for today on Louisiana and Beyond. From segmented breakwaters to the people keeping our coast and industry strong.
It's clear that every effort, every rock, and every hand matters in protecting our way of life here in Louisiana. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Louisiana and Beyond has been brought to you in part by Edison Schwertz Offshore, Bollinger Shipyards, Crosby Tugs LLC, Grand Isle Shipyard, Nicholls State University, and Sea Level Construction.